Okay, first of all, I know the history behind the WNBA. I know that both of those cities have had teams before and they got us where we're at, so I'm thankful for that.
Cunningham, the WNBA star, known for her fiery spirit and bold personality, has just dropped a stunning revelation that left Caitlin Clark and fans everywhere completely speechless. In a shocking twist, Sophie shared a major update about a baby that no one saw coming, sparking endless questions and wild speculation online. The news instantly went viral, leaving the basketball world buzzing with curiosity. But what exactly did Sophie reveal? And why did it catch Caitlin Clark so off guard? Let's dive into this surprising story. The news that shocked and inspired the WNBA. Sophie Cunningham, known to fans as the Mercury's fearless competitor and tireless hustler, was quietly carrying news that had nothing to do with three-pointers or playoff runs. Behind the bright lights, away from the deafening roars of the crowd, Sophie was preparing for a new chapter in her life. It was a chapter she hadn't shared publicly, one that carried more weight and more meaning than any stat sheet ever could. Sophie's private talk with Caitlin Clark wasn't about basketball but life itself. Her revelation highlighted that athletes remain human first, juggling growth, relationships, and new beginnings, even amid relentless seasons. It wasn't headline drama but a profound reminder that life never pauses, even for professionals. Caitlin's response became just as significant as Sophie's announcement. She didn't react as a rookie phenom trying to live up to impossible expectations. She didn't respond as the face of the league carrying the pressure of cameras and critics. Instead, she reacted simply as a friend. Her joy was pure. Her support was immediate. She listened, smiled, and offered the kind of reassurance that said, "You don't have to walk through this alone." For Caitlin, it wasn't about being a superstar. It was about being present, being human, and being there for someone she respected and cared for. When word eventually spread beyond that private conversation, the reaction was a reminder of what makes the WNBA feel so different from other professional leagues. The news didn't fracture the locker room or become a source of distraction. Instead, it brought people closer. Rivals, players who normally go toe-to-toe with Sophie on the court, were among the first to send words of encouragement. Teammates celebrated openly, offering love, humor, and excitement about the journey ahead. And fans, they lit up social media with an avalanche of support, posting heartfelt messages, sharing personal stories, and turning Sophie's news into a celebration that reached far beyond the game. Moments like these are rare in sports. They remind us that the WNBA is more than highlight reels, box scores, or heated rivalries. It is at its heart a community, a family bound together by more than competition. Players may fight tooth and nail during games, but off the court, they celebrate one another's victories, both professional and personal. They know that behind every jersey number is a person with dreams, struggles, and milestones worth honoring. Sophie's story is more than an athlete's announcement, it's a reminder of the league's soul. The WNBA doesn't just showcase talent. It showcases humanity. And in those quiet, powerful moments where life and sport intertwine, we see why this league matters so much to so many. How did Sophie's fans react to the update? Were they happy, surprised, or judgmental? Let's delve into the details of a phone call that stopped fans in their tracks more than just basketball. The news spread online like wildfire, starting as quiet whispers before erupting into a storm of reactions. Many first assumed Sophie Cunningham's update was a routine off-season note about training, recovery, or a personal project. But within minutes, it became clear this was no ordinary announcement. It wasn't about stats or schedules, it was about something far more meaningful. This was bigger than basketball. This was about life itself. Sophie had been holding on to a secret, one she kept guarded even as she played through the highs and lows of the WNBA season. When the time finally came to share it, she knew exactly who she had to call first. On the other end of that phone was Caitlin Clark, the new face of the WNBA. A rookie sensation who had already captured the hearts of fans across the country. But in this moment, titles and spotlight didn't matter. It wasn't about the Fever's lineup or Clark's growing influence. It was about two women, two teammates connected by something more powerful than basketball. Sophie's voice carried a different weight that day. She wasn't talking about defensive matchups, conditioning sessions, or even the future of the Fever. Instead, she opened up about a personal truth, one that had lived close to her heart for a long time. For Sophie, sharing this wasn't just about letting someone know, it was about inviting Caitlin into a brand new chapter of her journey. And Caitlin's response? It was everything fans would later describe as genuine, raw, and unforgettable. She didn't react like a superstar hearing news about a teammate. She reacted like a sister, like a friend who understood that behind the uniforms and the bright lights of the league, there are very real lives being lived. For Caitlin, the call wasn't about the next playbook or practice schedule, it was about standing with someone she respected and cared for in a defining moment of vulnerability and courage. And that is what made this story so magnetic. It wasn't just a basketball headline, it was bigger, more human, and infinitely more relatable for fans. It shattered the illusion that professional athletes live in a world far removed from everyday struggles, joys, and milestones. In truth, they carry the same emotions as anyone else. They are daughters and sisters, teammates and friends, women navigating triumphs and setbacks with the same uncertainty we all face. In Sophie's case, this was about stepping boldly into a chapter she could no longer keep hidden, and about doing so with the support of a teammate who proved that empathy matters just as much as athletic ability. It became the kind of story fans couldn't stop talking about, not because of three-pointers or stat lines, but because it reminded everyone of something vital. Athletes may inspire us with their performance, but it's their humanity that truly connects us. Many fans seemed confused over the update, as she wasn't known to be in any relationship. How possible could she have a baby? Let's dive into the details of her love life. Sophie Cunningham's guarded love life. When it comes to her personal life, Sophie Cunningham has turned mystery into an art form. On the basketball court, she plays with fire, grit, and a contagious energy that makes her one of the WNBA's most captivating players. On social media, she mirrors that same charisma, posting behind-the-scenes moments, celebrations, and snapshots that give fans a peek into her world. Yet, when the subject shifts to romance, Cunningham pulls a sharp curtain down. It is this balance between openness and secrecy that has left her followers both fascinated and endlessly curious. 4 years now, there have been no signs of a partner, no tagged photos on Instagram, no cryptic tweets on X, no soft launches that usually set fan communities buzzing. Instead, what fans have gotten is silence. Loud, deliberate silence. The last time anyone could confidently point to a relationship in Cunningham's life was back in the late 2000s when she was linked to Jacob Nedig. Nedig wasn't just a casual name. He was a multi-sport athlete who played both football and basketball, someone who seemed to match Cunningham's competitive spirit. In May 2020, Sophie herself fueled speculation when she posted a photo of Nedig wearing her jersey with pride. For fans, it was a bold sign, a way of saying, yes, he's part of my world. But then, just as quickly as it appeared, that storyline faded. After 2020, updates about Nedig disappeared. No captions, no confirmations, no lingering pictures. By 2021, it was as if the relationship had been erased from public view, leaving fans to wonder if it ended quietly or simply moved underground. The silence only deepened in the following years. For an athlete so visible in the age of constant sharing, the absence of any romantic trace was striking. By 2024, Sophie's star had risen even higher. She was making headlines with her fearless play and stepping into brighter spotlights outside the court, sitting down for interviews with Visit Phoenix, and even opening up in faith-centered conversations with Pastor Travis Hearn. These appearances gave fans a chance to see more of her personality, her values, her confidence, and her humor. But when the inevitable questions about her personal life hovered in the air, Sophie danced around them like she was dodging a defender. No hints, no subtle slips, nothing to feed speculation. It was as though she had perfected the skill of answering everything except the one thing fans were most eager to know. This silence has fueled endless theories. Some believe Cunningham has chosen to remain single, devoting her energy to her career and personal growth. Others are convinced she is in a relationship but has chosen to protect it fiercely, keeping her partner far away from the scrutiny of the public eye. A few even suggest she enjoys the game of mystery itself, allowing her fans to speculate while she quietly controls the narrative. Whatever the truth may be, one fact stands out. Sophie Cunningham has chosen to let her game, not her heart, define her story. In a sporting world where athletes' romances often overshadow their careers, her decision to prioritize privacy makes her stand out even more. It is this combination of openness and enigma that keeps fans hooked not just on her jump shots and defensive grip, but on the unanswered questions about the life she lives beyond the hardwood. For someone of her caliber, it is amazing to see her combine motherhood with her sports career. Could it be due to her resilience on the court? Now, let's have a glimpse of the relentless fighter who refused to fade, Sophie Cunningham. To understand why this news struck fans like a punch to the gut, you first have to know the journey of Sophie Cunningham. Hers isn't a tale of instant stardom or easy victories. Nothing about her rise has been handed to her. She wasn't the golden child destined for greatness from day one. Instead, she clawed her way into the spotlight with grit, sweat, and a fiery determination that still fuels her every step. At the University of Missouri, Sophie didn't just play basketball, she made the arena her stage. Averaging more than 20 points per game, she became a household name and cemented her place as one of the school's all-time greats. But her impact wasn't limited to the stat sheet. Fans noticed the way she carried herself, fearless, unapologetic, and brimming with competitive fire. Every time she stepped onto the court, her energy sent a clear message. I belong here, and no one is pushing me out. That kind of edge turned her from just another high scorer into a leader, a spark, and to many, the soul of Missouri basketball during her college years. Still, the leap to the professional stage is brutal, and Sophie knew it. When the Phoenix Mercury selected her in the second round of the 2019 WNBA draft, few believed she would last. Second-round picks, history shows, are long shots. Many don't survive training camp, and even fewer build a lasting career. The doubts circled her like vultures, but Sophie has always thrived on proving people wrong. Her rookie season was a fight for survival, but by her second year, she had rewritten the narrative. She wasn't just surviving, she was shining. With deadly accuracy from beyond the arc, relentless defense, and an intensity that seemed to raise the energy of her entire team, Sophie carved out a role as the Mercury's heartbeat. Her game grew sharper, her reputation louder. She wasn't the overlooked second-rounder anymore, she was the player you wanted on your side when the game got tough. Yet, Sophie's appeal goes far beyond the X's and O's of basketball. What truly binds fans to her is her authenticity. She isn't polished to perfection, and she doesn't try to be. She doesn't speak in robotic media cliches or hide behind rehearsed sound bites. Instead, she shows up as herself, raw, real, and unapologetically human. Whether it's cracking jokes on social media, laughing alongside teammates, or opening up about her struggles, Sophie makes people feel connected. She's the kind of player who reminds fans that beneath the jersey and highlight reels is a person who feels, fights, and dreams just like they do. That's why her simple act of reaching out, like the heartfelt phone call she made to Caitlin Clark, resonates so deeply. When Sophie speaks or shares something, fans know it isn't filtered through a PR machine. It's genuine, straight from the heart. And in today's sports world, where authenticity often gets lost behind branding, that makes her stand out even more. Sophie Cunningham isn't just a player, she's a story of resilience, authenticity, and connection. And that's why news about her, whether good or bad, always seems to hit differently. Some fans have asked why Caitlin Clark was her first go-to person. What is it about Caitlin Clark? Do they share a kind of unlikely bond? Let's find out. A friendship forged in respect on the surface, Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham couldn't be more different. Caitlin, the fresh-faced rookie, entered the WNBA like a storm, shattering records, drawing massive crowds, and carrying the kind of media spotlight that women's basketball had rarely experienced. She was hailed as a generational talent, the player who